I was gonna start off this new space for me with something beautiful and positive and highly spiritual, because that is what I want to share. But looking over, watching the videos of the George Floyd footage and seeing it makes me want to cry. Seeing what is going on in the world right now. It's not time to wait until it's just right. Because what's happening is not right. The highest spiritual wisdom is that we're all one. So if you look next to you and someone is black, you're looking at yourself. The laws of the universe are that we are all one. Our hearts all beat to the rhythm of the same earth. We have forgotten everything. We forgot who we are. We forgot everything. And recently, I've been inspired to share my own story and my own awakening through a blog and this Instagram and other things. And a tea. I got a teacup here, Honest Tea. I opened it and it was perfect. It says, "To forget how to dig the earth and tend the soil is to forget ourselves." And that's by Gandhi. In the beginning of time, we were made from dirt. We were made from earth. And there was a time where dirt didn't have a negative connotation because there was no judgment. The only thing that makes a flower any different than a weed is perspective, is judgment. They're both living things. They both grow from the earth. They both need sun and water and light. The only thing that separates them is judgment. Can we see that white is the same as black, and black is the same as white, and brown is the same as black and white and brown and black? Can we see that we're the same in any way? Can we see that our souls come from the same source? Therefore, we are all connected. We are all one. We're all one. We're all one. And it's not some high spiritual belief. It's truth. It's a basic law of the universe. We are all one. And that's never going to change. But what can change, what needs to change, is obvious. How we treat one another. And yeah, that's putting it lightly for this case. I understand that. I'm trying to not speak about more than what I even know about, because I am blessed to be safe. I am blessed to not be very involved. Since no words are coming, a moment of silence. I pray that we realize we're all one. I pray that injustice stops in every degree, from minor to major, from emotional abuse to physical abuse. I pray it all stops. I pray it stops. I pray that the world changes into all lives matter. I pray that the universe changes. Not the universe, because the universe is fine. It's the humans. I pray the humans lose judgment. I pray the humans look within. I pray the humans heal themselves. I pray the humans look in their hearts and heal what creates these patterns of abuse, of trauma, of hatred, of rage, of judgment, of resentment, of bitterness. Rage like that inflicted on George Floyd and anyone is not about George Floyd. So why does someone innocent suffer? Why is humanity so dark? And I'm not talking about skin color. Why are hearts riddled with evil? Because no one has looked within for years. And when I say years, I mean definitely decades, but far more than that. Centuries. Look at Christ. Innocent. Murdered. And I'm sorry, I'm not the most educated to say many names right now. But I had a realization today that I want to just put out. I suffered from a lot of abuse as a child in many different forms. And I have put years and a lot of money into healing myself and my wounds, into healing my inner children, which are different ages of yourself that you pick up beliefs and programs and wounds and emotional issues and feelings of not being heard or being the victim, etc. And I've been healing this stuff. Things that should not have happened to me, but did, by people who shouldn't have been doing them, but did. And I have been angry about that. Because anger is a signal. Your emotions are a signal and a message. Anger is a signal that an injustice has occurred. If you look within very closely and you are honest with yourself and heal yourself, you will start to see if someone treats you poorly, you will notice anger because an injustice has occurred. So I've been healing myself, and I recognize the anger. And when I was little, I couldn't protect myself, and I couldn't say that I was angry. When you're little, you say nothing. And when someone's supposed to protect you and they don't, you get a belief system of I'm not worthy of protection. And then you live out a life where you don't even protect yourself, and where you feel unworthy. And that's what I did. And now, 20 years later, I'm 26 now, you can start to finally say to your inner children, you should have been protected. Someone should have given you a hug after and asked if you were okay. Or it should have never happened. But so I finally got to a point where I let this anger be heard and be seen, rather than for the past 20 years I was just like, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna just stuff it right here. It's not like I can do anything. It's not like I can go back in time. So I'm just gonna stuff it. And even if that's unconsciously, nonetheless, I still did it, and emotionally and energetically, that vibration was in me. Because it was unhealed. And so it could have come back up in times and situations unrelated because there was that vibration in me. So when you act in present day, you're not acting from present day emotions or energy. You're acting from age 6. Bottled up rage. Because something horrible happened to you that shouldn't happen to you. So anyways. A step in my evolution was allowing this rage and anger to be heard. So never hurting someone with it. But did I yell and did I scream and did I act inappropriately in these past couple months? Because I was trying to find a way to this to be released. Yeah, there was a couple times where now I look back, I said, I don't like that. But it was the best I could do. And I got to a point today, and this is the realization I wanted to share, where probably 2 months, maybe a month actually, a month of me allowing the anger. I had a moment today driving where I said, I just felt my heart and it literally ached. Because we are made from unconditional love. Our soul is made of unconditional love for yourself and for all others. That is the truth of our being. Our core nature of who we really are is unconditional love. Most people have not experienced unconditional love. I know in my 26 years of this lifetime, I have not. I am learning it day by day and walking with that with myself. And it's our true nature. It's who we really are. It is unconditional love. is the perfect vibration of all is well, all is good, you are my brother and sister, we are one, I am worthy. And look how far everything is from that truth. And that is truth. Look how far everything is. Look how far from that everything has been. And the realization I had was, I don't want to live without love and gratitude in my heart. I no longer want to be angry because it does not fulfill my heart or my soul, and I don't feel alive by being angry. I don't want to be angry. I want to live only with gratitude and love in my heart. I want my heart filled with love and gratitude for myself, for others, for all beings, and for every moment, and for everything I have. And that is the truth. That is aligning with truth. When we fill our hearts with gratitude and love for one another and for ourselves, and for all beings. Today I realized it wasn't worth it to live if I wasn't living with gratitude and love. With the anger, I was just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? My prayer is just that we make it there. In one video, one like, one heart. Choosing that, choosing to make a conscious decision to choose love, choosing to make a conscious decision to choose gratitude, choosing to know and remember that truth. Oh, that's my brother. Oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's me. I remember. I'm letting go of anger. I'm letting go of past. I'm letting go of hurt. And I am choosing love. Now, I don't know what the process looks like from where we are at today to everyone living in Christ consciousness and having and feeling and knowing those realizations and embodying them, so that each of our days looks like a walk with us as the Christ, with us with Christ consciousness, with us with unity in our hearts. I don't know what that looks like. I know that in my healing journey, and this is just one of those things, I'm just being honest. I don't think it sounds pretty. I don't think it sounds good, but I'm just being honest. In my healing journey, when something comes up to be healed, the whole motherfucking thing comes up to be healed. It is like an uprooting tornado in my being, where everything, like you clear something, and then another layer comes up where it's like, but look, this is worse. You get to the darkest, deepest gunk in you, in your being, in your soul, in your Akashic, in your cellular memory, in your DNA, in your chakras, and you're everywhere in every layer, and you clear and you clear and you clear and you clear on the deepest level. And you know what? Yeah, it's kind of just like this tornado where you're like, oh my gosh, when does it stop? When did the layer stop? You know, I did it. I've done this twice. How many times did it? For me, a million times until it's done. And that's really difficult work. So I think the people who can do it, that's very good. And the people who cannot do it, you know, they play a major role in their role on this earth. So, with Trump as our president, with falsehood and fear, and that's what he is, falsehood and fear, and the reincarnation of Hitler. And I have not fact-checked that. I'm just saying that beams in my fucking soul that man is an embodiment of everything we do not want to be and do not want to have our country as, and do not want to have anything to do with. My parents would turn on the news, and immediately my thought is, would you invite him into our home? Hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. So why is he on the TV screen in the living room? I don't want that in this house. Choose which vibrations you allow. Choose which beings you allow. And I know this is quite off the topic. Well, it's all related to me. It's all related in my perspective. But we, as individuals, and then as a country, whenever that day comes, have to make the choice. But it starts individually. It starts with, I, Katherine Griffin, today choose love. I, Katherine Griffin, today chose love over anger. I chose love over fear. I choose love and gratitude for an empty moment. Because that is who I choose to be, and that is what I choose to do with my time on earth, in my heart, in my soul. And it just starts with each person going on their journey and looking within on their journey and choosing to love. This is a much elevated concept rather than looking directly at the horrible and tragic and completely wrong injustice and murder of innocent people that goes on this world, in this country, on this planet. But we've got to start somewhere. And it starts individually. It starts within, in this being. And no one can make that choice for you. This is not a solutions video. This is me talking about my experience. Me sharing my experience. Today, I, Katherine Griffin, chose to choose love and gratitude over being angry and upset about the abuse I have suffered in my life. I do not know what moving forward looks like as individuals or in union as a country. I do not know that. I pray for all beings on this earth. I send love to all beings on this earth. This is a very hard subject to talk about, and I don't believe words will do it justice. So even feeling like I wish I could do more, I wish I had more power, I'm thankful for the experience to communicate my thoughts and words and perspective. And I pray for all beings, now and forever. And I honor the soul that is George Floyd. And I honor all souls. And I ask that all souls and all hearts of all beings may look inward and start to think and ask about the intentions that they operate from. And are they choosing to give love power, or are they choosing to give fear power? Like I said, I don't know the answers. This is not about that. Thank you.